Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Genesis 17 to 24, Proverbs 3 and Psalm 103. Let's get started. When Abraham was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abraham and said to him, I am God Almighty. Walk before me and be blameless, that I may make my covenant between me and you, and may multiply you greatly. Then Abraham fell on his face, and God said to him, Behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be the father of a multitude of nations. No longer shall your name be called Abraham, but your name shall be Abraham, for you have made you the father of a multitude of nations. I'll make you exceedingly fruitful, I'll make you into nations, and kings shall come from you. I will establish my covenant between me and you and your offspring after you, throughout their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be God to you and to your offspring after you. And I'll give to you and to your offspring after you the land of your sojourning, all the land in Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I'll be their God. And God said to Abraham, I see you shall keep my covenant, and you and your offspring after you throughout their generations. This is my covenant, which you shall keep between me and you and your offspring after you. If a male among you shall be circumcised, you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskins, and shall be a sign of the covenant between me and you. He who is 8 days old among you shall be circumcised, every male throughout your generations, whether born in your house or bought with your money from any foreigner who is not your offspring. Both he who is born in your house and he who is bought with your money shall surely be circumcised, so shall my covenant be in your flesh, an everlasting covenant. Any uncircumcised male who is not circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. And God said to Abraham, As for Sarah your wife, you shall not call her name Sarah. Sarah shall be your name. I'll bless her, and moreover, I'll give you a son by her. I'll bless her, and she shall become a nation. Kings of people shall come from her. And Abraham fell on his face, and laughed and said to himself, Shall a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? Shall Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child? And Abraham said to God, Oh, that Ishmael might live before you. God said, No, but Sarah your wife shall bear you a son, and shall call his name Isaac. I'll establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant, for his offspring after him. As for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful and multiply him greatly. He shall father 12 princes, and I will make him into a great nation. And I'll establish my covenant with Isaac, whom Sarah shall bear to you at this time next year. When he finished talking with him, God went out from Abraham. Then Abraham took Ishmael the man, his son, and all those born in his house, or bought with his money, every male among the men at Abraham's house. And he circumcised the flesh of their foreskins that very day. As God said to him, Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael's son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And the very day Abraham and his son Ishmael were circumcised. And all the men of his house, both born in the house and those bought with money from a foreigner, were circumcised with him. And the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre as he sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing in front of him. He saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them, and bowed himself to the earth, and said, O Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I bring a morsel of bread, and that you may refresh yourselves, and after that you may pass on, since you have come to yourself. So that they said, Do as you said. And Abraham went quickly into the tent to Sarah, and said, Quick, 3 seahs of fine flour, knead it, and made cakes. And Abraham ran to the herd and took a calf, tender and good, and gave it to a young man. He prepared it quickly. And he took curds and milk and the calf that he had prepared, and set before them. They stood by them under the tree while they ate. And he said to him, Where's Sarah your wife? She said, She is in the tent. The Lord said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife shall have a son. And Sarah was listening at the tent door behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years. The way a woman had ceased to be with Sarah. And Sarah laughed to herself, saying, After I am what, and my Lord is old, shall I have pleasure? The Lord had said to Abraham, Why does Sarah laugh and say, Shall I indeed bear a child now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time I will return to you about this time next year. And Sarah shall have a son, but Sarah denied, saying, I did not laugh. But she was afraid, and he said, No, but you did laugh. And then the men set out from there, and they looked down towards her. And Abraham went with them to set them on the way. The Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I have chosen him, that he may command his children and his household after him, to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has promised him. And the Lord said, Because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is very grave, I'll go down to see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry that has come to me. If not, I will know. So the men returned from there and went towards Sodom. And Abraham still stood before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place and not spare for the 50 righteous? Far be it from me to do such a thing, to put the righteous to death. the earth the wicked, so that the righteous fare as the wicked. Far be that from me. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just? And also, if I find it so to 50 righteous in the sea, I'll spare the whole place for their sake. And Abraham answered and said, Lord, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord. I who am but dust and ashes. Suppose 5 of the 50 righteous are like, will you destroy the whole sea for lack of 5? He said, I will not destroy it if I find 45. Again he spoke to him and said, suppose 40 are found. He answered, for the sake of 40 I will not do it. And he said, let not the Lord be angry, but I will speak. And I will speak. Suppose 30 are found. He answered, I will not do it, but if I find 30 there. He said, behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there. He answered, for the sake of 20 I will not destroy it. And he said, let not the Lord be angry, and I'll speak again about this once. And suppose 10 are found there. He answered, for the sake of 10 I will not destroy it. And the Lord went away, and he had finished speaking to Abraham. And Abraham returned to his place. The 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And Lot saw them. He rose to meet them, and bowed himself with face to the earth, and said, my lords, place down aside to your servants' house and spend the night, and wash your feet. Then you may rise up early and go on your way. They said, no, we will spend the night in the town square. But he pressed them strongly. So they turned aside to him and to his house. And they made them a feast and baked unleavened bread. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both young and old, all the people, till the last man, surrounded the house, and they called to Lot, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them back to us, that we may know them. Lot went out to the men at the entrance, shut the door after him, and said, I beg you, my brothers, do not act so wickedly. Behold, I have 2 daughters who have not known any man. Let me bring them out to you, and do to them as you please. Only do nothing to these men, for they have come under the shelter of my roof. They said, stand back, and they said, this fellow came to C.Jun, and he's become a judge. Now we all deal worse with you than with them. So they pressed hard against the men of Lot. The men drew near to break the door down. But the men reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house and shut the door. And they struck with blindness the men who had the entrance of the door, both small and great, and that they wore themselves out groping for the door. And the men said to Lot, is there anyone else here? Sons-in-law, sons, the daughters, or anyone you have in the city? Bring them out of the place. For we are about to destroy this place, because the outcry against the people has become great again before the Lord, and the Lord descended to destroy it. So the Lord went out and said to his sons-in-law, who were to marry his daughters, get out of this place. And the Lord's about to destroy the city, but he seemed to his sons-in-law to be jesting. As morning dawned, the angel urged the Lord, saying, up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be swept away within the punishment of the sea. And he lingered. So the man seized him and his wife and his 2 daughters, and said, and 2 daughters by him, the Lord being merciful to them, and they brought him out and set him outside the sea. And as they brought them out, one said, escape for your life, do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the hills, lest you be swept away. And the Lord said to no, my Lord. Your servant has found favor in your sight, and you show me great kindness in my life, but I cannot escape to the hills, lest disaster overtake me and I die. Behold, the sea is near enough to flee to, and there's a little one. Let me escape there. It is not a little one, and my life will be saved. He said to him, I grant you this favor, so that I will not overthrow the sea of which you spoke. Escape there quickly, for I can do nothing till you arrive. Therefore the name of the sea was called Zoar. The sun had risen on the earth when Lot came to Zoar, and the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah sulfur and fire from the Lord out of heaven, and he overthrew those cities, and all the inhabitants of the cities. And what grew on and Lot's wife behind him looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham went early in the morning to the place where he had stood before the Lord, and looked down towards Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the fire. And he looked, and behold, the smoke of the land went up like the smoke of a furnace. So it was that when God destroyed the cities of the valley, God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot had lived. Now Lot went up out of Zoar and lived in the hills with his 2 daughters. And he was afraid to live in Zoar, so he lived in the cave with his 2 daughters. And the first one said to younger, our father's old, and there is not a man on earth to come in to us after the man of all the earth. Come, let's make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him. We may preserve offspring from our father. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the first one went in and lay with their father. He did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Next day the first one said to him, behold, I lay last night with my father. I mean, just make him drink wine tonight. And you go in and lie with him, that we may preserve offspring from our father. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both the daughters of Lot became pregnant by their father. The first one bore a son and called his name Moab, for he is the father of Moabites to this day. The younger also bore a son, and called his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of the Ammonites to this day. And there Abraham journeyed toward the territory of the Negev, and lived between Kadesh and Shur, and he sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said to Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar and took Sarah. And God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, Lord, you are a dead man because the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife. And Abimelech had not approached her. So he said, Lord, we can kill innocent people. Did he not himself say to me, She is my sister? And he himself said, He is my brother. And in the integrity of my heart and the instance of my hands I have done this. And God said to him in the dream, Yes, I know that you have done this in the integrity of your heart. And as I have kept you from sinning against me, if I did not let you touch her, now then return the man's wife for his prophet, so that he will pray for you, and you shall live. But if you do not return her, know that you shall surely die, and you shall surely die. You and all who are yours. So Abimelech rose early in the morning, and called his servants and told them all these things. And the men were very much afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, What have you done to us? How have I sinned against you? You have brought me and my kingdom a great sin. You have done to me things that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said to Abraham, What did you see that you did this thing? Abraham said, I did it because I thought, There is no fear of God at all in this place, and they'll kill me because of my wife. Besides, she is indeed my sister, the daughter of my father, though not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife, and when God caused me to wander from my father's house, I said to her, This is the kindness you must do me at every place to which we come. Say with me, Here's my brother. Then Abimelech took sheep and oxen, male servants and female servants, and gave them to Abraham, and returned Sarah's wife to him. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before you, dwell where it pleases you. And to Sarah he said, Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver, and a sign in your incense and eyes all who are with you, and before everyone whom you will vindicate. And then Abraham prayed to God, and God heard Abimelech, and as to hear his wife and female slaves, so that they bore children. And the Lord had closed all the wombs in the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did Sarah see a promise. And Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, and the time which God spake to him. Abraham called the name of his son, who was born to him, whom Sarah bore him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God commanded him. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. And Sarah said, God has made laughter for me. Everyone who hears will laugh over me. And she said, Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? He had born him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom she had born to Abraham, laughing. So she said to Abraham, Cast out the slave woman with her son. The son of the slave woman shall not be here with my son Isaac. And the thing was very displeasing to Abraham on account of his son. And God said to Abraham, Be not displeased because of the word, and because of your slave woman. Whatever Sarah says to you, do as she tells you, for through Isaac shall offspring be made. And I will make a nation of the son of the slave woman also, because he is your offspring. So Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and skin and water and gave it to Hagar. And putting it on her shoulder along with the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Ishmael. And the water in the skin was gone. She put the child under one of the bushes. And then she went and sat down opposite them and good way off, about the distance of a bowshot, where she said, Let me not look on the death of the child. As she sat opposite him, she lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the boy, and the angel of the God called to Hagar from heaven, and said, What troubles you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Lift the boy and hold him fast with your hand. I will make her into a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water, and gave the boy a drink. And God was with the boy, and he grew up. He lived in the wilderness and became an expert with the bow. He lived in the wilderness of Pan. His mother took a wife for him from the land of Egypt. And at that time Abimelech, and Phicol, the commander of his army, said to Abraham, God is with you in all that you do. And therefore swear to me that by God that you will not deal falsely with me and with my descendants, with my posterity. But as I have dealt kindly with you, so you will deal with me and with the land where you sojourn. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech about a well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized. Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this thing. You did not tell me, and I have not heard of it until today. So Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech. And the two men made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs in the flock apart. And Abimelech said to Abraham, What does it mean with these 7 ewe lambs that you set apart? And he said, The 7 ewe lambs you will take from my hand. This may be a witness for me that I dug this well. And for that place was called Beersheba, because both of them swore an oath. So they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his army, rose up and returned to land of the Philistines. Abraham planted a town with stream Beersheba, and called there on the name of the everlasting God. Abraham sojourned many days in the land of the Philistines. After these things, God tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham, and he said, Here I am. He said, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. Offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains on which I shall tell you." So Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took to his young man with him, and his son Isaac, and he cut the wood for the burnt offering, and arose and went into the place which God had told him. On the third day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and he saw the place from afar. And Abraham said to his young man, "Stay here with the donkey. I and the boy will go over here and worship, and come again to you." Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac his son. He took his hand to find the knife, and he went both of them together. And Abraham said to his father, Isaac said to his father Abraham, he said, "Here I am, my son." I said, "Before the fire for the wood, and where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" And Abraham said, "God will provide for himself a lamb for the burnt offering, my son." So they went both of them together, and they came to the place which God told him. And Abraham built the altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. And Abraham reached out his hand, took the knife to slaughter his son. And the angel of the Lord reached out his hand, called to him from heaven, and said, "Abraham, Abraham." He said, "Here I am." He said, "Don't lay your hand on the boy or do anything to him. For now I know that you fear God, seeing that you are not without your son, your only son for me." And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him was a ram caught in the thick by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called the name of that place, "The Lord will provide," as it is said to this day. "On the mountain of the Lord it shall be provided." And the angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, "By myself I have sworn, declares the Lord, because he had done this, I will not withhold your son, your only son. I will surely bless you, and I will surely multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, as the sand is on the seashore. And your offspring shall possess the gate of its enemies, and your offspring shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. As you obey my voice." So Abraham returned to his young man, and they arose and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham lived at Beersheba. Now after these things it was told to Abraham, "Behold, Milcah also has borne children to your brother Nahor. This is his firstborn, Buz his brother, Chemah the father of Arah, Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethel. And these 8 Milcah bore to Nahor, Abraham's brother. Now, moreover, his concubine, whose name was Rimah, bore Tebah, Gaham, Tahash, and Maacah. Sarah lived 127 years. These were the years in the life of Sarah. And Sarah died at Kiriath Arba in the land of Canaan. And Abraham went in to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham rose up from before the stone and said to the Hittites, "I am a sojourner before and among you. Give me property among you for a burying place, I may bury my dead out of my sight." Then the Hittites answered Abraham, "Here is my lord, you are prince of God among us. Bury your dead in the choicest of our tomb. None of us will withhold from you his tomb to hinder you from burying your dead." Abraham rose and bowed to the Hittites that he put in there. And he said to them, "If you are willing that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me and entreat for me Ephron the son of Zohar, though he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he owns. It is at the end of his field. For the full price let him give it to me in the presence as property for a burying place." And then Ephron was sitting among the Hittites. And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the hearing of the Hittites, "Of all who went in at the gate of his city, no, my lord, hear me. I'll give you the field, and I'll give you the cave that is in it, and the side of the sons of my people I'll give it to you. And bury your dead." And Abraham bowed down before the people of the land. He said to Ephron in the hearing of the people of the land, "But if you will hear me, I give the price of the field. Accept it from me, and I may bury my dead." And Ephron answered Abraham, "My lord, listen to me. A piece of land worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that between you and me? Bury your dead." Abraham listened to Ephron, and Abraham weighed out for Ephron the silver that he had named in the hearing of the Hittites, and 400 shekels of silver, according to weight current among the merchants. So the field of Ephron and Machpelah, which was to the east of Ramah, the field with the cave that was in it, and all the trees that were in the field, and throughout its whole area, was made over to Abraham as a possession of the person of the Hittites, before all who went in at the gate of the city. After this, Abraham buried Sarah's wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah east of Mamre. And Mamre came. The field and the cave that was in it were made over to Abraham as property for a burying place by the Hittites. Proverbs 2. Proverbs 3. "My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. For like in the days and years of life appears they are out to you. Then will establish love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the top of your heart. So you'll find favor and good success in the sight of God and me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, do not lean on your own understanding. In all his ways acknowledge him, he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes, but fear the Lord and turn away from evil. He'll be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vessels will be bursting with wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, or be weary of his reproof. The Lord approves him whom he loves, as a father, son, in whom he delights. As the one who finds wisdom, the one who gets understanding. For the gain from her is better than gain from silver, and a profit better than gold. She is more precious than jewels, and than you desire to compare her. More wife is in the right hand, the left hand riches and honor. The ways are ways of pleasantness, and all are paths of peace. She is true love to those who lay hold of her, those who hold her fast are called blessed. All by wisdom found the earth, by not understanding he established the hands. There is knowledge to do so good, and the clouds struck down the tree. And as the dew on the side of these, keep sound wisdom and discretion. Keep sound wisdom and discretion, and there will be life for yourself. Endure before your neck, then you'll walk on your way skilled, and your foot will not stumble. If you lie down, you'll not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. You'll be afraid of sudden terror at the ruin of the burning comes. For the Lord will be your confidence, and will keep your foot from being caught. Don't withhold good from those to whom it is due. It is in your power to do it. Don't say to your neighbor, go and come again. Tomorrow I'll go when you have it with you. Don't find evil against your neighbor. If God trust someone beside you, don't contend with the man for no reason when he's done iniquity. If you are empty man of lies, then don't choose any of his ways. A devious person is an abomination to look at, that right is the confidence. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, will be blessed, dwelling with the righteous. To the scorners he is scornful, but to the humble he gives favor. The wise one her honor, but fools get disgrace. Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all those within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Who forgives all your iniquity, who heals all your disease, who deeds your life and the pig, who cleanses your steps love with mercy. And mercy satisfies you with good, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. The Lord works righteousness and justice for all who are oppressed. He knows the wisdom of his acts to people with his The Lord's merciful and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love. He will not always chide, nor will he keep his anger forever. He does not deal with us according to our sins, nor repay us according to our iniquity. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his steadfast love toward those who fear. As far as the east is from the west, so far does he remove our transgressions from us. As the Father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fear. He recognises our hand. He removes that we adore, so as from any who stays at iron grass. Now he flourishes like a fire that fears, the wind passes over it, and his golden place knows it no more. And the surface love of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting on those who fear. His righteousness to children's children. And those who keep his covenant remember to do his commandments. The Lord establishes their hands, and his kingdom rules over all. Bless the Lord, all ye his angels, ye mighty ones who do his will, obeying the voice of the Lord. Bless the Lord, all his hosts and ministers who do his will. Bless the Lord, all his ways, and all the ways of his dominion. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Man is established in that dear Lord's prayer. His prayer hath a part in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You say on daily bread, forgive us today, serious if we are not debtors. Use not temptation, lest an evil one. For us the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.